Hi, this is John Darrow, Community Group Coordinator here for the Rock Church. We hope you had a great discussion last week as we looked at one of the characteristics of the dysfunctional family, which we called the hero. This week, we want to shift gears and we want to look at the scapegoat. The scapegoat's the troublemaker, usually getting involved into different problems, maybe whether it be addictions or anger or frustration. Usually sometimes it's the second child of the family, as Pastor Miles said this last week. But we know that it could be just about any one of us that could be the scapegoat, if you will. Now the scapegoat has the problem of finding their identity in these other issues. So what we want to look at is how we can identify the scapegoat, but more importantly, how can we offer the hope of Christ to the scapegoat? And these might be people sitting in our own group right now. These could be people that are coming to church or even in our own personal family. So we want to minister the gospel to them as effectively as possible. So we hope you have a great discussion this week as we look at how to minister and bring hope of Jesus to the scapegoat. We hope you have a great discussion. We'll see you next week.
Okay, B, what the scapegoat feels on the inside is they feel abandoned, they feel rejection, inadequate, low self-esteem, black sheep of the family, don't fit in, unlovable, inadequate. Now, we probably all, and I can't speak for all of y'all, but a lot of us in here have felt that at times. In the Old Testament, the Day of Atonement was a day when the high priest in the Israel nation, in Israel, and in the Old Testament, it was established in the Old Testament, where God said the high priest on this particular day would make atonement for all the sins of Israel. In other words, he would perform a ceremony and all the sins of the nation would be forgiven. And one of the parts of the ceremony is that he would take a goat and he would place his hands on the head of the goat and transfer all the sins, metaphorically, all the sins of the nation of Israel on to the goat, and then they would send the goat out into the wilderness. He was the scapegoat. That's where it comes from. And so he would pray every year. They take a scapegoat and they pray, and this is part of the bigger ceremony, and they transfer all the sins onto the head of the goat, and the goat would go into the wilderness to wander in the middle of nowhere. Jesus was our scapegoat. When he was on the cross, all our sins were transferred to him. He's our scapegoat. Unfortunately, in families, sometimes there's a kid who's the scapegoat of the family. The kid is the source of all their pain or the receptacle of all their pain and a distraction from all the pain in the family. And the parents will say, I don't know why that kid. As a matter of fact, let's keep reading. Look what it says in your notes. Let's see. What the scapegoat means to the family, he expresses or she expresses the hurt of the family. It's the kid who everyone wishes was better. Sometimes they're dealing with their pain unifies the family. They become the blame or the scapegoat of the family's drama.